Good day, friends. Here today we are going to discuss about the portable extinguishers. Portable extinguishers generally used for fighting small fires. There are four types basically. First is your water type portable extinguisher, foam type portable extinguisher, a TCP type portable extinguisher, and CO2 type portable extinguisher. These are the major classifications. This is something which is the steps for operating the portable extinguishers. Pull, aim, squeeze and sweep. Here we can understand it better manner. P for pull the safety pin. A for aim the nozzle. S for squeeze the handle. Again S for sweep the nozzle. So this is the basic steps with the help of which you can fight the fire in a correct manner. Now we are going to see each portable extinguisher in a descriptive manner. Here you can see the water type portable extinguisher. So this is, first of all we will see the constructional detail. Here you can see this is the handle, this is the safety pin, this is the hose in which the small nozzle is being attached to it, and this is the puncturing device which is having the spring loaded mechanism, and this is the CO2 cartridge which will act as a propellant, and this is the complete water content inside it, and this is the main important thing, that is the dip tube, which will ensure that a complete used of the water content, and the outer container is this. Okay, so now here we can have the other details like working principle. This is based on cooling, fights fire on the cooling principle, used on type A fire, that is your solid carbonaceous wood, and some safety features attached to it, the relief hole and the safety pin which gives the safety to the portable extinguisher. Body is your solid drawn steel and internally zinc coating. This is basically to prevent the corrosion inside it. Okay. CO2 cartridge, the content of CO2 inside is approximately 74 mg and stored at 34 bar pressure. Capacity generally of 9 liters, and duration is about 60 seconds, and jet length is about 6 meters. So this basically tells the brief introduction of foam type. We have now we will go portable extinguishers. One is chemical foam and one is mechanical foam. So chemical foam we will understand. So as we can see the outer structure, we will come to know that this is the chemical foam. We can identify because the nozzle, brass nozzle, is very small. Okay, and on top you have the different mechanism to use it. Okay, here you can see the structure. If we will see the gunmetal top, okay, and then this is the seal, okay, and there are two containers, internal container and outer container. So internal container contains your aluminum sulfate solution, and outer container contains your this sodium bicarbonate solution. So what happened, there is no CO2 cartridge inside it, but we need the CO2 to propel this foam content of it. Okay, foam solution. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to gunmetal cap, we have to turn it and we have to keep it upside down. So once we keep it upside down, then what will happen, the inner content and the outer content will mix it and do the reaction. As you can see down below, the reaction is over here. Okay, and final output in which we have got the CO2 also. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to keep it upside down. So the bottom portion will be on top and top portion will be on bottom, and nozzle will be directed towards the fire. Okay, so what happened, the CO2, whatever after the reaction, the CO2 will be accumulated over here, and this will create the pressure, and due to the pressure the CO2 will come out of it. Okay, so this is something which is the operational part of it. And here you can see some of the detail of the chemical type foam extinguisher, working principle based on smothering of course, and used for the type B liquid fires. Safety features attached to it is relief hole and safety pin. Body solid drawn steel and internally zinc coated, the internal structure. Okay, and chemicals which is being used over here is your sodium bicarbonate and aluminum sulfate. Capacity 9 liters. Duration is 60 to 180 seconds, and jet length is 6 meters. And the ratio of the foam produced to the liquid is in order of 8:1 to 12:1. The pressure testing of this type of the portable extinguisher is done is your about 25 to 35 bar. Okay, as per the manufacturer it is in this range. Okay, so the mechanical foam portable extinguisher, as you can see here, this with the long hose and the peculiar type of the nozzle, we can easily find out the mechanical foam type of portable extinguisher. If you can see over here, the construction wise, here also we have the CO2 cartridge, the puncturing device, and the foam concentrate is kept in the plastic bag, and you have the water contained outside it. Okay, and this is the dip tube structure. This is the rubber tube, and you can see over here the specialized nozzle which is having the cut marks. So what is the use of this cut mark? This cut mark is basically used to draw the air and mix with the foam solution so that the foam content can come out, and this will extinguish the fire. Okay, so in this case we have to open this cap and puncture the CO2 cartridge. The gas will come into it, and this will rupture basically this plastic bag, and once the plastic bag will rupture, the foam content will come out and mix with your water content, and then this will create a foam solution. But what happened to the CO2? The CO2, as you can see, the empty space, the CO2 will come up again and create the pressure inside. Due to the pressure, whatever the solution which becomes ready, it will pass through this dip tube, and then it will come out through this tube, through this nozzle, and the air will be sucked in, and it mixes with the foam solution and create the foam. Okay, now we will see the some of this working principle. This extinguishes the fire based on the smothering principle, used for type B liquid fire. And here the safety features, the relief hole and safety pins are given. Body is again solid drawn steel and internally zinc coating. CO2 content approximately 74 milligram at 34 bar pressure. Capacity again 9 liters. Duration approximately 90 seconds. Jet length 7.5 to 9 meters. And pressure testing is done at about 25 to 35 bar pressure. Okay, so this is all about your mechanical foam extinguishers. Okay, and third is dry chemical powder, DCP. In short form it is called DCP. Somewhere you will find written as ABC also. Okay, so the here you can see the valve control type, the nozzle is being provided, the rubber hose and the cap, and your external structure over here. Internal structure, if you see this, so this is something which is your CO2 cartridge. This is your safety cap which is being provided, this plunger with a spring arrangement. Okay, and this is the dry chemical powder which is being stored over here, and this is your dip tube or discharge tube, you can say that. This is the hose, and this is your valve control nozzle is being provided. One additional tube is also being given over here. This is your injector tube. So this is the only portable extinguisher which is having the injector tube in addition. Okay, so what happened once for the operation wise, if we'll go, so once we will remove the cap and then puncture this device, this CO2 cartridge. So what happened, the structure is like that, the CO2 has to discharge through this injector tube, and when we go to the injector, through the injector tube, the CO2 will go and inject inside this. Okay, the DCP powder will be agitated by this CO2 discharged, and then finally the CO2 will completely agitate this DCP powder and come and stored into this vacant space. Okay, and this causes the pressurizing of this DCP powder again from top. So now the another tube, that is your discharge tube, will come into function, and the DCP will be discharged through this tube and to the hose through the valve control nozzle, and we can do the discharge of the DCP through this valve control nozzle as per the this. Okay, and we have to follow the same pass principle, that is your pull and then aim. We have to aim this one towards the base of fire, and then squeezing means here we are puncturing the CO2 cartridge, and then we have to sweep the valve control nozzle to extinguish the fire. Okay, now some of the details over here. This is based on the working principle based on inhibition. Inhibition means you are breaking the chain reaction. For this I will put some another video regarding the classifications of fire, and then we can have a detailed discussion on that. Okay, here we will use type A, type B and type C. It can be used ABC classes of fire, so that's why it is called ABC type of extinguisher also. And another one major advantage is that we can use it for the fire caused due to electricity. So any electrical appliances where the fire is there, so we can use it for that. But the demerit is that after work, or you can say the cleaning of these appliances or removal of this DCP powder for the correct operation of it. Okay, now the safety, relief hole and safety pin, body solid drawn steel and internally zinc coated are same. CO2 74 mg at 34 bar, or as per the capacity it can change also. And here 4.5 kg, 10 kg capacities are there. Duration about 90 seconds and jet length 7.5 to 9 meters. Pressure testing approximately 25 to 30 bar, and the container contains your sodium bicarbonate and magnesium stearate. So what is the use of magnesium stearate? Magnesium stearate basically being used for your anti-caking agent. Okay, so this is the use of it. Okay, next extinguisher we are going to discuss is your CO2 portable extinguisher. So here you can see this also can be recognized easily by your this horn type structure which you can see over here. And in this one also we don't have any CO2 cartridge, as you can see the internal structure of it. Here you have safety pin and the handle of it and the seal arrangements. Okay, and the CO2 is stored in this one is as a liquid content also and a vapor content also, and this vapor content of the CO2 is basically used as a propellant. Okay, so this is something which you can see over here, and this is the tube and this is your handle, and this is the horn which is being provided over here. Okay, so basic function of this horn is to discharge the CO2 in a focused manner, and it will allow the person who is discharging the CO2 to keep a distance, because this is something which is suffocating in nature. Okay, and another thing is that when the liquid CO2 comes out of it, so it change of state also happens, so this hose and this will become cool down. Okay, so to protect your hand we have the handle arrangement also over here. Okay, so for the operation again we have to remove the safety clip and then aim this horn towards the fire, and then we have to squeeze the handle. So once you squeeze the handle, the seal will be broken, and this through the dip tube arrangement the CO2 liquid will start coming out and change of state will occur, and then this horn will allow you to direct the CO2 gas for the fighting fire, and based on the smothering principle it will fight the fire. Okay, and working principle, as we can see over here, it is based on smothering. Smothering is the main principle used here, and it is used for class B type, that is your liquid, and another one is the major, that is your fire caused due to electricity. In fact, if fire caused due to electricity, after putting off the electricity, this CO2 is being utilized for fighting that fire. This is the best one portable extinguisher to fight the fire caused due to electricity. Safety control valve are there, the safety valves are there, safety pin and pressure relieving device. Body solid drawn steel and internally zinc coating, same as to prevent the corrosion and all. Capacity 4.5 kg, 10 kg, duration about 20 seconds. Pressure testing is done at 210 bar. So this is highly pressurized. Here the CO2 is kept at about 52 bar pressure approx. So this is having extra strengthening required, and pressure testing, hydraulic pressure testing is done approximately at 210 bar depending upon manufacturer to manufacturer. And then this contains CO2 liquid and gas also. So this is all about your CO2 portable extinguishers. Now use some of the chart in which first of all I will tell you about the color coding. Water is of red type, foam is of the creamish type, and then ABC powder is blue, carbon dioxide is black, and wet chemical is yellow. Okay, and as you can see in the descriptive manner, the class A fire, that is your solid carbonaceous, the water is also can be used, foam as well as the DCP and wet chemical. Okay, and if we see the liquid type fire, so the foam is being used, DCP and CO2. CO2 alone is not much effective, it has to be in combination with the other one. Okay, and the gases, the DCP is the only solution you have to extinguish the fire. Electrical contact fires, we have the DCP and CO2, the best solution of it. And the cooking oil and fats, the class F fire, we have the wet chemical utilized. Okay, now there are some general requirements of the portable extinguisher which you can see. So when we talk about the CO2 extinguisher, so it is about 5 kgs, and foam extinguishers, as you can see, about the 9 liters. Okay, so either you talk about foam or water, these are capacities are in liters, and when we talk about the CO2 or DCP, it is in kgs. Okay, then when we talk about the portable extinguisher as per the SOLAS guidelines, if the extinguisher total complete weight is not exceeding 23 kgs, then it is called your portable extinguisher. If it exceeds 23 kgs, then this is something which is your mobile unit. Okay, and capacity of the liquid should be about 9 liters. Okay, portable foam applicator unit shall be consist of the foam nozzle, inductor type, as we have seen in our ships. Okay, and the fire main via the fire hose with the portable tank containing about 20 liters of foam liquid, and spare one tank also is required in case of the foam applicator and foam making liquid, and nozzle shall be capable of producing foam which is suitable for extinguishing an oil fire at the rate of 1.5 meter cube per minute. This is the rate which is required to have in case of the portable foam applicator. So these were some general guidelines regarding the portable foam extinguishers and portable foam applicators. Okay, now I am ending this video. Thank you, and I will put again some of the other video